Drafting efficiently doesn't mean you're clicking faster, but instead taking fewer steps while at the same time being more accurate. Verify labels can make sure your plan is perfect, but how about getting those labels down in the first place? Let's look at some advanced labeling techniques to up the efficiency and get to this everything's labeled message faster. With Multileaders, it's easy to align labels vertically, but there's more here in the options. You can distribute, or set a desired spacing, or pick a consistent leader angle. But if you want to remain evenly spaced the whole time you're labeling, grid spacing is still a great method. Tap F7 to turn on the grid, and adjust the spacing by going to the grid snap icon at the bottom of the screen, opening the snap settings, and changing the grid spacing and snap spacing to what you need. Label and tap F9 to turn on your grid snap. It's now easy to align the drop points for your labels. Remember that with Multileaders, you can just pick up and move your label using the grips if you mess up. Hit F7 and F9 to turn off the grid when you don't need it. That's looking good, but I still have a lot to label. I need a plan to make sure I'm labeling smart and using as few group labels as I can. Here's where you can use the Highlight tool to guide your labeling. In the FX Planting ribbon, click Highlight. Select the type of plant you want to start with, and it'll circle all plants of that species. Now I can see all the groupings, and I can plan out my label types, either group, single, connecting arc, or line. After selecting the species and highlighting it, press Escape instead of right-click or Enter, and the highlights will stick around while you label. Now I can see which groupings can be caught with just one label, saving me time and space on the plan. It's a lot easier to read a single label that hits a bunch of groups than a bunch of labels for each group. Now I'm pretty much done, but of course there are some last-minute changes to the plan. Verify labels can pick up deletions and point out unlabeled plants. And then you can use Group Label to edit existing labels to pick up those stragglers. In the command line, you can see that choosing a label to modify is one of the options. So, select a label. If you can pick up the plants with an enclosing rectangle, just click the first and last point. If you need to snake around some other groups of the same species, use Polygon. Now it's perfect again, and you didn't need to relabel or count anything. You can use these same techniques with your RefNote cullets too. Remember that you can right-click on a multi-leader to choose to add another leader line if you need it. It's time to shine with these tips. Try them out and share any more that you find on our community forum. It's time to shine with these tips.